Alright, so in this video I'll be talking about photosynthesis. So right here we have this diagram of the process of photosynthesis in real life. So um, here we have the sun and the energy coming from the sun, and it's hitting the plant, and the plant is receiving this energy and um, taking this energy and utilizing it for the process of photosynthesis. And in this process, it's producing oxygen. So oxygen is a product. Sugar is also a product. And here, the what it needs to form uh, this process, it needs light, energy, and water, and also some other minerals. Um, so generally, photosynthesis is the process used by plants and other organisms to convert light energy, normally from the sun, into chemical energy that can be later released to fuel the organism's activities, which is also called energy transformation. So the chemical energy that it makes is stored into the carbohydrate molecules, such as sugars. Um, which are then made from carbon dioxide and water. That's what photosynthesis means. Phos, from the Greek word, means light, and synthesis means putting together, making. So, in most cases, oxygen is also released as a waste product. Um, that's what we get out of photosynthesis. And most plants, mostly algae, perform photosynthesis. Um, Such organisms are called photoautrophs. Photosynthesis really actually maintains atmospheric oxygen levels and supplies all of the organic compounds and most of the energy necessary for life on Earth. So we are in the need of photosynthesis. So moving on, here we have the formula. It's written out. Here we have our reactants and the products. So this arrow means it yields these reactants. The addition of these two reactants yields um, CHO and O2. So um, to interpret this, CO2 means carbon dioxide, H2O means water, C6H12O6 means glucose, sugar, and O2 means oxygen. And here yields, so with the use of the sun, it yields glucose and oxygen. So this is like the chemical equation, the formula for this process. Now, although photosynthesis is performed differently by different species, the process always begins when energy from light is absorbed by proteins called reaction centers. And these reaction centers contain green chlorophyll pigments. So green chlorophylls is found inside the chloroplasts. We talked about chloroplasts and organelles inside uh, cells in the previous videos, and so moving on, in plants, these proteins that the centers make, they are held inside organelles called chloroplasts, which are they're most abundant in leaf cells. Leaf cells. So while in bacteria they are embedded in the plasma membrane, um, these are the membrane-bound organelles. In these light-dependent reactions, some energy is used to strip electrons from suitable substances such as water. So, and then that's how they produce oxygen gas, O2. Notice here we have uh, O2 as a product or a waste product. And so the hydrogen freed by water splitting is used in the creation of two furthermore compounds reduced into NADPH and ATP. ATP stands for adenosine triphosphate, and NADPH stands for nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate. Really long word, so I'm glad there's an acronym for this. Now, ATP and NADPH are the energy currency of cells. That's how we measure how much energy a cell currently holds. So, in plants, sugars are produced by a subsequent sequence of light-independent reactions called the Calvin cycle. And the Calvin cycle does not happen inside the chloroplast, and we are not in the need of light. That's why it's called light independent. Now, um, use um, some bacteria use different mechanisms, such as the reverse Krebs cycle, but we don't need to worry about that now. So, in the Calvin cycle, atmospheric carbon dioxide is incorporated into already existing carbon compounds, such as ribulose bisphosphate, RUBP. Um, so using the ATP and NADPH produced by the light-dependent reactions, the resulting compounds are then reduced and removed to form further carbohydrates, called glucose. And here's another diagram of this. Here, this is basically what I just talked about. Here, the chloroplast, which is the light dependent. It takes the light from the sun. Here are what are called thylakoids. Then the process continues. We have ATPs made and into this Calvin cycle. This is light independent reactions. And that'll conclude the video of photosynthesis.